Welcome back, Sawdust and Lug Nuts. Today, got a cool little project going. Got a lady over in Kanab that's redoing her kitchen. She's got some built-in cupboards with no door fronts, and so she wanted me to figure out some kind of a drawer front, and she's really into corrugated metal. So I'm going to be making some doors, building some face frames, and then she wanted them black lacquer, so I picked up some satin lacquer at Sherwin-Williams while I was in Cedar this week. This is one of her doors, but it's made out of cedar. We're using pine, and it's been aging for probably 10 years, so it's kind of gone a yellowish look. That's what some lacquers do. My lacquer doesn't. So I went up to the hardware store, tried 3 or 4 different stain colors, and finally come up with one that's going to be pretty close. This is a piece of pine, so we're going to use this stain on my new door, and then we're getting away from these old antiquated hinges. We're going to be using a 30 mil European hinge. It's a soft close hinge that is inside of the cupboard. You won't even see it. There's also a couple little tiny cabinets. The stove is 30 inches, and we've got about 42-ish to play with. So she wants a couple of 5-inch cabinets, one on each side of the stove. When you pull it out, it's like got spice racks in it. So the total job is 6 doors, 3 face frames, a little bit of trim, these 2 cabinets, and a mantle. I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting out all my parts and pieces. I've got to dado this out big enough to accept corrugated metal. We're going to cut a big old notch in there like that, and then the corrugated metal goes in.
All right, what are you doing?
We're getting ready to cut the corrugated metal, and I was taught that if you turn your skill saw blade backwards, cuts metal pretty slick. Have you ever seen that, Dustin?
No, I've never seen it.
You're about to. We want to set the depth to just barely cutting. Look at that cut, Wyatt.
I know, that cut amazing.
Okay, here we go. Look how clean that cut is.
I know.
It's not perfectly straight, but it's close enough. We're going to hide it in the face frame anyway.
It's rustic mountain straight. Want to explain what you're doing?
So right now, Wyatt, we are just sanding down this can so that it'll, well, to get the sharp edges off of it, but also so it'll hold the lacquer when we lacquer it. That's what we're doing right now, my man.
All my metal painted. It's right over here. Check this out. This is black lacquer, It's a satin finish, so it's kind of a dull rub. I'm using a 30 millimeter European soft close. So these will go on like this. Those go on the face frame. And then this is a soft close. See how it
Yeah, you can see that.
takes a minute for it to close. I like them because they're spring loaded and they will close on their own. So I used to have a big machine that was run by air that would drill these, but a guy offered me a bunch of money for it, and the amount of doors that I do in my shop is very minimal. And he says if I did a kitchen I could come use his shop. So what I did is I replaced it with this little Corrugated tool right here, which is has a 30 millimeter Forstner bit in it. And it's got stops on it. So that'll go on the edge of there, and then I line it up with the bottom and the top. Then there's a collar on the shaft. It's got an Allen screw. That determines the depth. What do you think, Wyatt?
Looks pretty good.
Okay, here's the 30 millimeter European soft close. We'll get our metal in there. Watch this. Closes on its own. Our gap here is perfect. Okay, let's see what she looks like now. Holy cow. It's a heavy door. We're getting a little fuel today, headed to Kanab to finish up Amy's kitchen. We got all the parts and pieces in here. Stay tuned and let us know what you think of this cool little kitchen. Thanks.
Gonna do some catch up. So what is this going on here?
This is the last little
Piece.
piece. So we cut this cupboard out, and there's a big shelf up there, and she wants to split the shelf with the pantry, so we're making this little box that's going to fit up in there and attach to the walls. Okay, go stick that up on the shelf. You have to tip it down or to clear the rack. There you go. Now push it in tight.
Now got my fingers there. Hold on. There we go.
I like it.
That looks pretty dang sweet.
This is finally wrapped. Got the trim, got the new door, got these trims. Check out these little dudes. We ended up modifying these on the tailgate. There's nothing like setting up wood shop on your tailgate.
Oh yeah.
These shelves are too deep for utensils, so I'm modifying. Had to lower that to get the utensils in there, which it makes sense. This side is a spice rack, so they can stay taller. So we got this done. This is a big shelf that goes into the pantry, and I put a little wall in there just so she could have a shelf on this side and a shelf on the other side. And I think that's pretty much it. The mantle. Got the mantle in. Looks beautiful. This job is a wrap. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And we will catch you on the next one.